What the fuck just happened? Robert Galinsky just murdered 5 characters on stage as himself in the best way.
Spalding Gray did incredible theatrical monologues, but I don't think he did what Robert Galinsky did tonight, which is every different character, including women, and seamlessly.
I was inspired by it and frightened in a way too. So
It was very inspiring, and Galinsky's a gem.
I was weeping.
I think the show can go anywhere it wants to. Robert Galinsky is so immensely talented. I'm so lucky to call him a mentor of mine. I think that everything he does is brilliant. He's so inspirational to watch as an artist, as a humanitarian, as a human being. Yeah, just great work, great theatricals, great everything.
Oh, I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was endlessly creative, and he convinced me of every character, and I enjoyed it immensely.
I found it very easy to follow the changing characters. I really admired the imagination that he brought to this production. It was really enjoyable.
I enjoyed so much the closeness of the venue here, being so close to him. The remarkable changes of character that he did were so accessible to us because of the setting here. But I mean, people who know theater might be able to reproduce that in another setting. But that really mattered to me. I thought it was very well done.
it's definitely thought-provoking. The usual there, but for the grace of God go I. Topical. It was an immersive experience, I think, that you don't find with a lot of theater these days. It's very personal. Yeah, maybe. Well, I should tour.
Yeah, hi, I'm Samantha Riot. I was just watching Robert Galinsky's The Homeless Love Story. It's pretty fucking good. He gets to grope himself on stage and talk about AIDS and shit like that. It's really cathartic, and you should come and watch it sometime. When he groped himself. It's my favorite part.
All right, let's go. Can you hold that?
Everything he does tends to gold. We had a great time.
Agreed.
I'd like to just see Galinsky on the corner just
I would
spouting those lines.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, this show is fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of skeptical of the fact that I haven't seen more actors and actresses on the stage, but as I got into the show, I was actually very amazed that he was able to tap into each actor, different characters. Yes. And I love how he got into each one of them. I actually love the fact that he said that he used to record homeless people in order to trying to tap into their characters, which was amazing because he actually fit the role. The genital grab.
I was gonna say I liked how when it paused, it showed how each person got to that homeless state, rather than it just be because a lot of people just think that homeless people are just there for their own will, not that they come from, just hard times, falling on hard times. So I do like that they explored that. And then back to the voices, even though it was just one person, it didn't feel like it was just one person on the stage. It felt like it was multiple people, and it was really nice. I really enjoyed it.
Lastly, anything you want to say?
It was really special. I'm really proud of my friend because I think for him to embody 5 characters, and you could really tell the distinction between each one, and not only embody characters but homeless characters, and to allow himself to be so vulnerable like this, because if you're homeless, you're going to be weathered. And your things are going to beat up on your body and your personality. And I felt like he was really, really made himself vulnerable. And it was brave for him to embody that kind of, pain on the human spirit and the body. But being a New Yorker, I have such compassion for homeless people, and a lot of New Yorkers do, because we do realize that these people actually have wisdom and they have a past, and there's a reason why they're out here. It's not just a coincidence. And the stories, the backstories, made you, be able to love each character. And I think that it's really important for us to think about this today because it's still happening. Like, you see a homeless person and really they're, an American veteran, and they, weren't helped when they came back. So this is very relevant to today. So people need to open their hearts. Yeah. Well, I always like doing something alternative, like just finding an alt theater or outside, or like something like that, where maybe he's even literally doing it, in a backyard alley to even give it a more effect. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Helenata, Daphne mom.
Oh, I know Daphne. Daphne Arthur.
Daphne Arthur. So I just want to congratulate her. She's great. The show was great. Robert is excellent. He was just a 4-in-1. I can't even be 1-in-1. So it was great. And about the show, I think it was because it's so intimate, the place and the size of the theater makes you more connect more with the artist. Mm-hmm. And then the background with the drawing,
Keep it close.
He may be saying something like with the scene with the shoes, the shining shoes. Yeah. And when you look in the back, you say, wow, the pair of shoes is in the scene. So I think it was a great, great show. I wish them the best, and I hope it could go further than where it is today and more days than just tonight. So I just wish them the best.
So it's Philip Galinsky here, and I was manning the Facebook Live feed of The Bench, A Homeless Love Story, and it was incredible to see the amount of viewers that were tuning into this Valentine's Day spectacular. And pre-show, if you were here in the audience, you got a Valentine's Day heart from a lovely baker who was throwing them out. And the best part was each heart was broken. So you could share it with another person, which is not such a bad thing. Anyway, the play itself was a one-man tornado of acting and emotion and trying to figure out what life is all about, especially circa 1987. And one of the best things about some of the people in the crowd is they weren't even born yet. So they got a time travel / Google experience of what was going on back then, especially the art of the deal. And I'm not going to give that away because you're going to need to come to the next show. The show itself is a very mobile show. It's a very topical show, so it can be put in different places. It just runs the gamut. It's a human experience like none other, and a love story like none other that could be in any venue like none other than Dixon Place.
I was thinking a street corner right away. Actually, the first thing that came to mind was on a street corner and on a real bench and just going. I think a lot of people will stop and hear the conversation. It's true, like whatever you're going through character to character, you could actually be a homeless guy on the street. I have seen a homeless guy have a dialogue like that between himself, and whoever the hell else was in his head. I don't think I'm going to tell you about what I felt about the show. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight because how did he do that? I mean, how do you move from character to character so smoothly and still know what the other person is going to say to the other person and react to that other person? And then you choked yourself, and then the other guy responded, and then all of a sudden you were a woman, and I'm not going to sleep tonight. Maybe not tomorrow either.
Oh, my gosh. I thought the show was fantastic. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't do a lot of research on the show and what it was about, so I just wanted to kind of go in cold and green, and I thought it was awesome. I love the transitions from each character. I love all the background. The graphics were phenomenal, amazing. Daphne is ridiculous. And Galinsky's amazing. He's fantastic. He's already a great person, amazing creative talent, and I'm really glad I got a chance to see it, so I thought it was really great. I think it would be a great fit for PBS. I really do. I mean, I don't know if you were joking when you said that, but I think it would be, I think it would be a great fit for PBS for sure. I think it's something that people need to see and really think about the next time they walk past a bench, and they create these narratives in their minds about the people that are sitting on them. So I think it's an important piece.
How much did your mom like?
Both the writing and the performance are a tour de force. There are other performers like Lily Tomlin or Anna Devere Smith who do many characters consecutively. I have never seen someone simultaneously create and bring to life so many characters and so credibly. I am a reporter, and knowing how Galinsky based these characters on hours and hours of living on the streets, and it's no wonder they seem so real. And I really hope this takes off and reaches a wider audience. I think should gradually move to larger and larger theaters. I mean, I think it deserves an intimate space, but I could see it on Broadway. I mean, and filmed. There really is no audience too large. Maybe Madison Square Garden, it wouldn't translate, but unless he had Aerosmith behind him. But I think it could travel, and his overhead is very low.
Dude, Galinsky is a genius, man. 5 characters at once, alternating voices. He's the man. Real stories, real people. It's transformational.
Come here.
No. Right on. Galinsky, the man. 5 characters, 5 voices, alternating. He's on a new level and telling stories, real people, real heart. It's the heart and the soul of the city and the people. It's transformational.
Okay, that's like 17 times better than any soundbite anybody else can do.
Oh, it was a really, really great show. Robert really personified those characters. It was really interesting. I enjoyed it, though. I did.
It was a really, really great performance. I love watching Robert on stage, and it was simply amazing. This would be great on like 42nd Street, even 125th Street. I think that this would be a hit.
Perfect. What's the influence of your?
I'm not sure what the place is, but I feel like it needs to be seen by people who don't realize or understand, like, there's real lives that are happening to, like, homeless people and stuff like that. So, it needs to be, frankly, I think that it should be done at, like, a Salvation Army event where, like, people get to see that they mean something to somebody. That they're not just being thrown away. So I think that it'll make them feel good in that sense as well.
Closer.
So we had seen Robert Galinsky in his recent show. It was a very, very delightful show. While it was short, it was definitely potent, and he has definitely a raw talent for the distinction of characters, and it's just something that we all, can relate to, or, would want some deeper insight on. The lives of the homeless and, their pursuit of happiness and how they perceive love and friendship and, the struggle to make it and survive another day. So it was a very great performance, and again, I think he has some great talent of distincting the characters, and was very happy that he invited me.
Go 4 steps back. Close.
Hi, this is Jordan March. I just recently watched Robert Galinsky's recent play. So happy that I was able to catch it on this one gorgeous day, or horrible day of Valentine's Day. And I just really tip my hat out to him. He spent obviously a lot of time and effort, and he has some great raw talent. It was definitely potent with a lot of just deeper symbolism and meanings that I think all touched us in the audience. He has, again, some really raw talent in the distinction of these characters and making you feel really connected to their journey. And I would recommend anybody seeing it. And it was definitely a great time.
He wanted me to ask you, Dixon Place.
I think this is a film. I mean, this can be a film or this can be a play. You can take pretty much anywhere. Obviously, it's very mobile, being that it's a one-man show. So I would love to see what it can, mature into.
I understand. Well, to me, it was almost like time travel. It was like going back to an earlier and maybe healthier America, where everybody was not aspirational, which was not wealth-obsessed. Those were people, it reminded me of reading Theodore Dreiser or looking at old movies like Chaplin movies, feat, of acting. I thought it was quite moving. And I liked the way, final thing, that it kind of mirrored Angela's drawing style, in that it was, which is observational, but not caricatural. It was realism, old-fashioned realism, in the best possible way.
His follow-up question, he wanted to ask people whether they thought there was another place, TV, films, street corners that they could envision this show. Someone might have said a prison or a YMCA. Any thoughts to where else besides Dixon Place that this could potentially be performed?
That's a very sudden question. Maybe one could find a pop-up place. Two of the most interesting spaces I've been to recently were Bellevue Hospital, because I broke some ribs. I found it an incredibly cheerful, energetic place, and Gleason's boxing gym. I
can't speak. I'm stunned by how incredible this play was. The brilliant combination of acting and art. I've never seen anything like it. They had Robert Galinsky portrayed many different homeless people, and because I'm a journalist, I have known many homeless people, and he spoke the truth. He totally expressed the truth of what it must be like to live on the street and to have maybe one cataclysmic event happen in your life that lands you on the street, and it could have happened to any of us, and he portrays it beautifully, and Daphne Arthur conveys it beautifully in her art, the graphic art, which is the setting of the play. I'm stunned.
Galinsky had a good question. He said as a follow-up, ask people where else besides Dixon Place.
Dixon Place is absolutely the perfect place for the origins of this story, but I can see it off-Broadway, I can see it on Broadway, I can see it in film. I hope as many people as possible can see this play because it will give all of us the heart to empathize with with homeless people. It could be any one of us.
Who do you like best? I guess not characters. What's he like?
Well, that's you're right that
the devil is in the details. Let me show you the devil. Do you see the devil in the details? 1987, when the play takes place, is when The Simpsons debuted. There's so much detail in this whole thing. Like, not only was the play amazing, but this shit is amazing.